and Chinese. And this one is call it a lazy chair. If you have your own house, like having this chair, sometimes they have their chairs is do rocking and the long arm. But the purpose of the long arm is putting your legs up here. Is this is called it a lazy chair. It's blood circulating. If you don't want to spread your legs, you just across your leg like this. But originally, this is the style of the deliver baby for a woman. You deliver baby for a woman inside the house. We don't have an hospital at the time. When the American colonized, that's the reason that we have an hospital or clinic. Because of the American know it already, the equipment that you have to deliver. But normally Filipino used to deliver baby inside the house that we get.
Wow.
Then we are also influenced of the Mexican people because our dress is more on puff sleeve. It's like a balloon. We call it that one is Maria Clara. When the person's wearing it, we call it Maria Clara. But the dress that we are wearing, we call it the Filipiniana dress. When they colonized the American, we changed the Filipiniana dress into butterfly sleeve. Because we seen also the Arab people, we need to cover the whole body because women at the time are very sensitive, never been touched, never been kissed. Because if you are touching the girl, you should marry it ahead of time. Because the mentality set at the time, when you're touching the girl, they're already pregnant. That's the reason, that's the mindset of people. Influence of this Mexican, we have seen this one. This is call it a terracotta tiles. This is a tiles that we have it here because Mexican people also teach us how to use this one, how to make it this one. But Filipino learn it so much, but the basis of this terracotta tiles is the basis of your legs in here. If your legs is so big, it means that the big tiles. If your legs is so small, you get the small tiles. This is made by a clay. But we don't use cement here, we use egg white and limestone to hold the tiles. Even the churches also they use an egg white and limestone. But the egg yolk, we need to have a dessert like a leche plant. That we have the reason that we get. Can we move here?
Absolutely.
Okay, this is called a mother of pearl. We call it in Cebu is lagang. All the shells that we have it here is decorated for the art. It's just only the center table that we get. And then the other one that we have it, the big flower, is made by fish scales. Wow. That's an handmade in Philippines. It's a fish scales on the top that we have it. And this is the use for the arrangement of the wealthy family is the higher back chair that we get. And that area used to wash the dishes that we had the wooden sink. This area, this one is the flat iron that we have it here originally. This is the other one that flat iron is the sharpened one and put cover. But this one, it's used the old one because of the Spanish influence us. This one is the hot chocolate. Filipino people love hot chocolate. Even though the food that we have it here is so much sweet because Filipino people are very sweetable. There's a reason that there are sweet food that we get here. This is the whisk that making for pancake and biscuits. We used to rub around it like this. Instead you do that, you make fold here, fold this one, pull up.
Wow.
This is how the whisk that we have it mixing here. This is supposed to be like a cross, like a flipping, like this one, But we changed it into wire because it's modern. Wash the dishes, wooden sink, drain the water downstairs. That's a jar used to cold water. That's our refrigerator. We let it open this one. It's a fresh air because the cups that you used to do here dry with the air. The water would be full into the plants that we get. So we let it open this one, and the time that you have a party in your house, people, or you forgot your neighbors to invite them. This is the reason that you are shouting here to call them. That's why the Filipino people is always do shouting and shouting. It's just calling for you. It's not do fighting.
Ayo.
That's the reason that they are always shouting for you that they have it. This is the current room. Family This is the original deliver baby for women.
Wow.
It's too wide that they have it. This is what we have it here. This is the costumes wearing during the Sinulog festival here in Cebu. Because the family also keeping do dancing traditionally the Sinulog here in Cebu the month of January 3rd Sunday. Because the Magellan was brought image of the Santini, give it to our queen. When the queen receive it and she does for everybody, that's everybody will be baptized and Christianized. Because this is the island of Cebu was Christianized, was the first colonization, was first capitalized city, not in Manila. Manila right now is the capitalized city because of the Spanish people moving to Manila. That's the reason that we have it, but supposedly it used to be in Cebu. but the Spanish took over about 400 years. That's the reason that they moved to Manila. So that's the wealthy family over in Manila is started here in Cebu. And then suddenly they moved to Manila so that it will be expanding their business that they have it. This is called it the atay bed. We used to have it like a princess, like a poster bed that we get. This is the most poster bed that we have bases with the fruits and the pumpkin and decorated on the head because this is used for a king or a queen to sleep on this bed. But the kids is not allowed to sleep on there. Kids is sleep on the floor and use the banig. We call this one is the banig that we get. That's a mat. They used to have it, and this is what the reason the Filipino. And this is how traditionally they do keeping the dancing the Sinulog festival here in Cebu. Those are the images, and that's her mom. They used to have it too, managing the dances that we get.
Wow.
This is the reason that we have it here. Downstairs we can also see. Come on. If you try to take some pictures, you like to take picture with you too?
Oh yeah. I actually have a YouTube channel.
Oh really?
Yeah. It's not very big. It's starting because it was about traveling and then the pandemic came.
Oh yeah.
But it's getting there.
I would say it's good. What nationality you are?
I'm American, but my parents are Cuban. So a lot of the things that for example, I was raised with rocker chairs
This one.
that had these things.
This
The
one.
rocker chairs
Yeah.
that had that. So it's very similar culture.
That's why Filipino people are originally is Austronesian part. We're similar from Hawaii, we're similar from Singapore, we're similar also in Vietnam. Because Filipino the time, when though this island, what we have it managed each, because the island before, it's just only connecting by bridge. When the iceberg was collapsed, that's suddenly they're moving separated.
Right.
So the island of the Philippines is not a form of a person, the time. It's just like scattering the islands. It's a big island that we have it because the island of Cebu is a 80% mountain, 20% land. But they're expanding because they are dumping already that we have it here. So the island of Cebu is managing by the Malay. So we Filipino people originally was first came in this island of Luzon is the Negritos. The next one is the Indonesian. There are two kinds of Indonesian. That's why we are similar from Indon because we are Indo people, and including this island of Cebu because we are call it the Mali people. But the Arab came tried to convince Filipino to become a Muslim, but we don't want it to be. So what the Muslim do is go to Mindanao. That's the whole Muslim area that we have it. Same time Filipino. But if you are seen the island of the Philippines, it's just like a form of a person. Because if you are seen here, this head, this is the Luzon part. If you seen in the tummy, this is the Visayas part area. If you see this one, the hands that you are lie down like this is the Palawan Island. And the butt that you have it here, this is the Mindanao. And the rest of the islands was grown in here because every time that you have an earthquake in the Philippines, every time they are showing the islands. That's why the islands is get 7,400 plus. That's why we are showing for everybody. So each of the island that they have it, people living in there. Because the big island that they have it, it's so much crowded. So some of them fishermen, you need to transfer for other islands so that they have to do some fishing that they sell it to the foreign people or some other Filipino people wants to buy to eat at the same time. That's also the reason Filipino. Because we are also call it the Austronesian people the time. Because there are different kind of cultures arrive, but the first one that they arrived here by the boat with the Austronesian people. By landing and also scattered to the whole country of Asian country, and we are also part that we have it here. That's the reason that Filipino similar from other countries that we get here. Can we go this way?
Of course.